Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jim of the Fuzzy, and welcome back to Sid Meier's Civilization 5. In the last episode, we had our slinger come down to the south a bit and explore. I think once our warriors all healed up, I'm going to send him over into this area to the east to explore a bit. We need to know more about the area, and we need to settle there relatively quickly. I'm thinking we should build another settler the moment Stonehenge is done. This will let us settle over here. I'm thinking just southeast of this tile of rice would be good. The reason for that is we can count off the tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here means there will be a tile of overlap between our new city, 1, 2, 3, and Cairo, 1, 2, 3. However, as that tile is a mountain, we're not going to be able to construct anything useful there, which means it really doesn't matter all that much. So, that being the case, this is a very good tile to work overall. So, with that, next turn. Let's see what happens. Of course, at the same time, I don't want to keep too many units away from my cities, because there's always the chance of barbarians coming in to raid. So if we come explore a little more to the south, well, this is interesting. Alright. Stern. We're going to get the, trigger Eureka for the wheel sooner or later. That's mine a resource, if I remember correctly. And we want and we're already building the holy site for Mohenjo-Daro. So that's not going to be a problem. I think, going to move into this forest. Unlike previous Civilization games, you need to have all the movement points to move into a tile, rather than, even if you only have 0.25 movement points left, you can move into anything, even if it had a movement cost of 2 or 3, like these hills here. Of course, since our warrior only has a movement of 2 points, it just uses both of those to get into the rainforest, rather than requiring 3 or 4, whatever. Rather than saying, you can't come in here, it just says, okay, you don't have enough, that's fine. Now, wait, what? Someone built Stonehenge before we did, okay. How did that happen? I don't know, because we had a lot of production going. As I think we did. Not huge, but for this state in the game, that's not a terrible amount. And we did go to a settler first, and maybe that did it, but still. It seems unusual. So, holy site. I think Damascus is going to be okay on a holy site there, and we are guaranteed a great profit. So do we just wait and accept our great profit when they come, and just in the meantime build up faith? This holy site right here would be good for it. It'd also be good for university later on. What else? Of course, do we want to rush it and... Yeah, see, it doesn't even tell us... The tooltips in this game are remarkably inconsistent. Very, very annoyingly so. Alright. I'm tempted to start building a settler. Just so we can get this acquired earlier. Look, luxury resources in this game provide amenities. The amenities are listed down here. If they're positive, your city gets bonuses. If they're negative, your city gets penalties. Having a luxury resource, we don't have any right now, so I can't show you what that is, gives you four copies of +1 amenity, 4 instances of +1 amenities. So that means having up to 4 cities. Well, having 4 cities takes full advantage of one luxury resource, because a luxury resource can only affect 1 city. Which, I guess that explains things. One of our advisors wants us to build the holy site. Also build the granary. I think go for the settler at this point. And just accept that we can go get this city now, and should go get this city now. Because it does give us a number of nice bonuses. Like the tea. And the silk. More tea we can trade away, because you only get benefits from one luxury resource. Having a second one is just for trading. Got cocoa here, but we're not going to be able to reach it. If we can become suzerain of Mohenjo-Daro, we get access to their wine, which is nice. Candy doesn't seem to have anything, but maybe we can find out more later. In the meantime, yeah, let's send our slinger down, our barbarian over, and get started on a, another settler. Which will drop us back down to 4 population once it's done, but that's okay. I think a settler would be a good idea. Yeah, we only have one wonder that we could build. That's the Oracle. We could build it over here, but Damascus just isn't in any shape to build wonders. Though we could get those sheep. That'd be something useful. Also, Cairo will need a holy site. One thing the game doesn't tell you is that the cost of districts goes up. You can only buy them through production. So, there's no quick way to acquire them, unlike every other building in the game. So you can only get them through production. There's a population limit, and the more advanced your civilization becomes, the higher the production cost for every district. So in this case, the base cost for a holy site is 60 production, but it's going to actually cost us 124 because of the amount of civics and technology we have, and probably some other things like the city has increased the cost. It's just a measure of how well developed you are. But I think the settler, in this case. Just kind of annoying that we lost Stonehenge. Oh well. I'll take being last. Gifts of maize and chocolate are brought to you by my delegation. We offer them to you. Your delegation is most welcome. Now, that didn't give us any sort of in-game benefit, but...
A strong economy begins with a strong, well-educated workforce.
Alright. Let us change our policies. Maybe. Yeah. Conscription reduces Maintenance cost of units by 1 gold per turn per unit. At the moment, I think I'd rather have the bonus combat strength against barbarians. Open the civics tree. What do we have next? Political philosophy, right? We haven't met a third city-state, so I don't think we're gonna get that before we get done with this. Maybe we will. Who knows? We're not gonna get drama and poetry, probably. Or the bonus on that. Oh well. We're gonna need more culture, though. And I am going to send this slinger down here, which tells us there's a hill here. Alright. Next turn. We do have the money to buy a military unit right away, in case anything bad starts happening. So we're not utterly defenseless, but...
Ваш народ достоин восхищения. Искусство, наука. Чего еще желать?
Alright. Well, someone likes us. That's Peter the Great of the Russian Empire. We completed bronze working. Now we can build encampments, which improve our production. And also we can build barracks. Excellent. And spearmen. Spearmen are anti-cavalry units. Do we have any iron sitting around? I would very much like to have some iron. I do not see any. And that is a shame. There might be some up in the desert, but I don't feel like advancing... I don't feel like building a city that far out and that exposed. So... just gonna have my warrior move over. And... well, I was gonna say we can move into these woods, despite the river adding a +1 cost to movement, but it seems that the Aztecs have decided to move into them instead. Well, there's some hills there, so we can't get up on them. Let's come over here, see what we see. Now we can send our builder up to this copper. And now, let's see, no, purchase a tile. Yes, let us buy this tile. And there we go. Oh, we do have iron. Excellent. That is excellent. It was just outside our vision because we hadn't expanded our... oh, there we go. Alright, that's gonna be really expensive to buy, though. Thankfully, we don't need the iron just yet. Although, if we go to the tech tree, the swordsman takes 2 units of iron to acquire. If we have any iron at all, it doesn't matter how much iron we actually have. How many swordsmen we actually build, as long as we have 2 swordsmen, we can build as much iron as we want. Choose research. Where are we going next? We could get... yeah, so let's get the campus. And actually, let's go all the way up to currency. We may want to get the harbor district just so we can get get the Great Lighthouse while we can. And we do have this tile right here, which would be very good for a harbor district, because they get adjacency bonuses based on sea resources. Based on what tiles are next to a district, you get bonuses. Alright, let's see what happens next turn. And... Barbarians. There's a barbarian scout that we can kill. And we're gonna take some damage. Probably. But, yeah, they're in good terrain. In woods, and on a hill. So it's +3 for each, so +6. And they're across a river, so they're actually even stronger than they would normally be, despite being almost dead. Alright. And now we can see a little further. I like how it unfurls like that. It's a nice cosmetic touch. And movement cost into this tile is only 1. Let's come here. Uh-oh. Barbarian Slinger. Let us use this builder and... Copper. Not telling us what it does. I don't like that. Here's the Civilopedia. Can someone make a mod that takes us back to the Civ 5 UI? That'd be nice. Search. Iron. Iron gives +1 science. Okay. And copper gives +2 gold. Got it. Let's, build the mine on it. Excellent. We're going to need another builder before we can get that iron, but we didn't have the gold to buy the tile. And now that we've completed that city-state quest with Candy, we just got a free envoy with them. Which means we're getting the bonus, which is +2 faith in the capital. And these bonuses all stack, so let's say if we get 6 envoys, that is +4 faith in every holy site district we build. So building lots of holy site districts would be very good. Meanwhile, should have checked while it was open. Montaro gives us culture in theater square districts. Since I don't think we can build those yet. Right. We'll need to do that after we get done with our, civics tree. We could plan out a coliseum. Great wonder. In our capital, which might be worthwhile. Of course, the problem with that, well, you'll see when we get to it. And, yep, construct a holy site in turn. I suspect these barbarians are gonna come attack my no, they can't attack my slinger. And the reason they can't attack my slinger is because marshes have a movement cost of 2. I could come over onto this rice and make them move closer to me. Or I could attack them and do significant damage. Let's go with the attack and do significant damage. And send our warrior over to here. If I'm going to build a city over here, I would like to, have a good idea of what's around it. Alright, Russia is now in the classical era, and they've declared war on Mohenjo-daro.
Writing means sharing. It's part of the human condition to want to share things. Thoughts, ideas, opinions.
Alright. Our slinger is going to hopefully kill it this turn. Good. Move right here. Ah, more rice. And a barbarian encampment has set up right next to where we want our city. Wonderful. I do not like Peter declaring war on Mohenjo-daro. I don't know how many military units he has, or if he could even conquer it. But even so, it's worrying. Okay. More common than not, you fall to Kill's words. Alright then. Well, our barbarian, warrior, I am going to have him fortify until healed. I do not want to be taking on a barbarian outpost at anything less than full strength. And I am going to do the... Let me move my slinger. Just so I can see more. Okay, more iron down here. Maybe not... Maybe Montezuma doesn't have good access to iron. It's hard to say. I think this is where I buy another slinger, though. Even though that is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. I could build a granary. I could buy a granary shortly. But let's go with the slinger, because I am worried about barbarian scouts coming over to kill me. And maybe coming to Damascus. But it's a lot harder to move out of Damascus. So, buy a slinger in Cairo. Alright. It's gonna take 4... Ugh. There is no good way to get to those barbarians. 2 turns to here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns before we can start bombarding them, and then my settler's done. Anyway, with that, I think we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jimbo the Fuzzy. I hope to see you again next time.